Lies of P is an action role-playing game that reimagines the classic Pinocchio story in a modern and dark way. In the game, you control the character Pinocchio and go on an adventure in the Gothic streets of the city of Krat. Your main goal is to find Geppetto, the creator of Pinocchio. However, during this journey, you will have to fight biomechanical enemies, use various weapons and tools, and make important decisions. The game has a mechanism called the lie system, and the decisions you make affect the course and ending of the story. In this way, each player's experience becomes unique. The game's gameplay is Souls-like and similar to challenging and combat-oriented games such as Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro.
That's it! It's my turn!
Dragon's Dogma flew under a lot of people's radars when it was first released in 2012, but has since gone on to gain something of a cult following. This ultimately led to the release of an enhanced version of the original game, a Japan-exclusive MMO, and even a Netflix adaptation, but what fans really wanted was a fully fledged sequel. In March of 2024, they finally got their wish. Despite the game's questionable monetization and some pretty severe performance issues on PC at launch, Dragon's Dogma 2 was received fairly well by both fans and critics alike. Hideaki Itsuno's somewhat singular vision of what an action RPG should be and how it should be experienced by players has led to another entirely unique title that stubbornly refuses to adhere to genre norms. The Baldur's Gate series was always popular, but few could have predicted the success of Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios did an exceptional job of dragging the franchise back into the spotlight, ultimately creating something capable of rivaling the original titles developed by BioWare around the turn of the century. As far as Western RPGs go, it's been a while since the world has been treated to one quite as good as this. Baldur's Gate 3 is easily one of the best role-playing games on the PlayStation 5 and a must-play for both fans of the genre and anyone who enjoys Dungeons & Dragons. Although fans of the original game may take issue with some of the tweaks and changes made to the narrative, even they would find it difficult to argue that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth isn't still a fantastic game. It does a wonderful job of building upon the strong foundations laid out by its predecessor, providing players with a truly incredible experience that really pushes the PlayStation 5 to its limits. The game is chock full of content, with a nice mixture of returning and original story beats to keep players occupied for hours on end. As with Final Fantasy VII Remake before it, some of the side quests can at times feel a bit like padding, and the story pacing is a little off in places, but these are just minor quibbles when the sheer quality of the overall experience is taken into account. As such, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is easily one of the best RPGs on the PS5 and well worth the price of admission.
Stand back.
Let's finish this.
Sephiroth.
You're in good hands.
Got ya.
Those who have played Elden Ring shouldn't be at all surprised to hear the game being mentioned when it comes to the best role-playing PS5 games. That's because pretty much everything about the game is fantastic, from the lore behind the lands between and those who dwell within them, to the fantastic action RPG combat that's on offer to players. Like in many previous From Software games, players are given an impressive degree of freedom as to how they choose to tackle the challenges that they face. Certain builds can completely transform the gameplay experience, not just in terms of difficulty, but also when it comes to the optimal strategy for taking down some of the game's many powerful enemies. The Like a Dragon series, which first appeared on the PS2 in December 2005, has undergone substantial evolution while retaining its trademark whimsical tone. Infinite Wealth, the latest installment, continues this tradition by introducing turn-based combat mechanics and relocating much of the gameplay to the picturesque landscapes of Hawaii. Despite the shift in setting, the game's essence remains true to its roots, offering players a plethora of quirky side activities to indulge in. These include the Sujimon creature collecting minigame and the Dondoko Island Resort Simulator, reminiscent of Animal Crossing. This combination of familiar gameplay elements and new, eccentric features promises an entertaining experience for fans of offbeat RPG adventures on the PS5 platform.
Really pissing me off.
Persona 5 is one of the best RPGs of the past decade, if not the very best of all time. Persona 5 Royal is an enhanced version of the 2016 classic with improved performance, new characters, and extra story content. It's also far more accessible than the original game, having been released across 6 different platforms as opposed to just 2. Those looking for a traditional JRPG adventure that will keep them busy for hours on end can definitely find that here, with around 100 hours of content packed into this well-presented package. The game's confidant system serves as an evolution to the series' iconic social links mechanic, while its high school setting provides a certain degree of structure that helps to keep players focused on their goals. Unicorn Overlord combines the tactical role-playing game genre with open-world exploration and an innovative combat system to deliver an epic fantasy experience. The game revolves around a scenario in which exiled Prince Alain gathers allies to save the nations of the decrepit continent Feverith from the tyranny of the Zenoiran Empire. The game features real-time field movements and battles as you participate in large-scale battles. Developed by Takafumi Noma in 2014, the game has gone through a 10-year production process. Although the game has received positive reviews for its gameplay mechanics and visuals and has been subject to some criticism regarding the story and design complexity, it is a good game that you can play on your PS5 console.
You face me. Fine job. Well fought.
Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by classic role-playing games developed by Sabotage Studio. The story follows 2 solstice children who combine the powers of the sun and the moon using eclipse magic to battle monsters created by the evil alchemist Fleshmancer. The game aims to modernize turn-based combat, storytelling, and exploration, while also providing nostalgia and simple fun. Actions are performed in sync with animations, increasing attack and defense. The navigation system offers players the freedom to explore the world based on platform expertise. The story can sometimes be epic, sometimes funny, sometimes emotional, and is full of unexpected turns and events as it explores themes of adventure and friendship.
You're
Bandai Namco's Tales series, a prominent JRPG franchise since the mid-90s alongside Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, regained attention in 2021 with Tales of Arise after a 5-year hiatus. The game follows Alphen, an amnesiac protagonist, and his diverse companions as they strive to liberate Dana from Renan oppression. Despite occasional wackiness in the plot, the game distinguishes itself with its enjoyable gameplay, making it stand out among PS5 RPGs.
Over. Talent Storm.